Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we dive deep into the world of rare American coins, their hidden treasures, fascinating history, and shocking market values that collectors dream about. Today's video is all about one of the most talked about and highly collected coins from the United States, the Liberty 1-cent coin of 1967. This coin is not only a piece of American history but also a valuable treasure that many collectors worldwide are searching for right now. And the most exciting part, its current market value can shock you, because in some cases it is estimated to be worth more than $779,335. Yes, you heard that correctly, this small piece of copper can hold a fortune. Before we get into the jaw-dropping current values, let's step back and talk about the Liberty 1-cent coin itself. The story of the American penny, often called the Lincoln or Liberty cent, goes back more than a century. Introduced in 1909 with the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, the coin carried different designs, styles, and small details that collectors carefully study today. By the year 1967, the United States Mint was producing millions of these coins, but not all were struck equally. Some came with rare minting errors, some had unique metal compositions, and some survived in pristine condition without ever entering circulation. These are the coins that today fetch extraordinary sums in auctions. The year 1967 was particularly important for coin collectors. During this period the mint was under pressure due to a nationwide coin shortage. Millions of coins were struck, but the government decided not to place mint marks on coins in order to discourage collectors from hoarding. This made 1967 coins special because every penny from that year carries no mint mark at all. Imagine how that decision changed the world of coin collecting forever. It made the 1967 Liberty 1-cent not just another coin, but a fascinating chapter in American monetary history. Now let's talk about the physical look and feel of the coin. On the obverse, you have the powerful and iconic image of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head, the words "I and God we trust" are boldly written. On the left side the word Liberty appears, and to the right side you will see the date 1967. The reverse side carries the design of two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent and United States of America, with the phrase E pluribus unum above. Simple, yet timeless, this design is one of the most collected in American history, but what makes these coins so valuable today? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. A circulated 1967 Liberty 1-cent may only be worth a few cents above face value, but if you find one in mint state condition or better, the value skyrockets. Collectors are willing to pay thousands, even hundreds of thousands, for coins that are preserved without scratches, discoloration, or wear. Even more shocking, certain error coins from 1967, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or coins struck on the wrong planchet, have been sold at jaw-dropping prices. These are the hidden gems people dream of discovering in old collections, coin rolls, or even family piggy banks. Let's focus on the market today. In recent years, coin auctions and online marketplaces have shown unbelievable results for 1967 Liberty 1-cent coins. While an average coin might bring a modest amount, some pristine or error examples have reached values close to $800,000. That is $779,335 in current estimated worth. Just imagine holding something so small in your hand, something that looks so ordinary, yet could change your life financially. That is the magic of coin collecting. Another factor that adds to the interest in the 1967 Liberty 1-cent is nostalgia. For many Americans, this coin represents memories of a different era. The late 1960s were years of cultural change, historical moments, and shifting values in the United States. Owning a coin from this year is like holding a time machine, a silent witness to everything that was happening in the country. Collectors not only value the coin for its monetary worth but also for the history it represents. So how do you know if you have a valuable 1967 Liberty 1-cent in your possession? First, carefully check the coin's condition. If it is bright, shiny, and without major scratches, it could already be worth far more than face value. Second, look closely for minting errors. Any doubling of letters, unusual shapes, or images can mean you are holding a rare treasure. Third, consider getting your coin graded by a professional grading service. A certified high-grade coin can fetch far higher prices at auctions because collectors trust the authenticity and quality. Here at JF Coin we always recommend that you keep your coins safe, store them in protective holders, and never clean them with chemicals or rough materials, because cleaning often reduces value. Preserving originality is the key. The Liberty 1-cent of 1967 continues to rise in popularity in today's collector markets. Demand is strong not only in the United States but also around the world. Many international collectors seek this coin because it represents both a rare find and an investment opportunity. When you combine scarcity, historical significance, and the excitement of errors, you get a recipe for a true collector's dream. To wrap up, the 1967 Liberty 1-cent coin is far more than just a piece of copper. It is a story of history, a link to America's past, and a financial opportunity for those who discover rare examples. While most coins may be common pocket change, the rare and valuable ones can be worth fortunes. Imagine turning a simple penny into almost $800,000. That is the incredible reality of coin collecting, and that is why so many people are searching their drawers, jars, and old collections for these hidden treasures. So my friends, keep your eyes open, check your change, and never underestimate the power of a single coin. You never know when you might find that one Liberty 1 cent from 1967 that could make you a fortune. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today, we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating and collectible United States coins, the Liberty 1 cent from 1971D. This small copper coin may look ordinary at first glance, but believe me, when you know its history, its hidden features, and its current market value, you will never look at a penny the same way again. Let us begin with a bit of history. The Liberty 1 cent coin has been an important part of American coinage for decades. By 1971, the Denver Mint, marked with the D Mint mark, produced millions of pennies that went into circulation across the nation. But what makes the 1971D Liberty 1 cent so special today is not just the fact that it is old. It is the story it carries, the rarity of certain conditions, and the value it now holds in the collector's market. When we talk about the 1971D penny, we are looking at a coin that was struck in copper. During that era, every cent was made with 95% copper and 5% zinc. That copper composition is important because after 1982 the United States changed the metal content to mostly zinc with a copper plating. This makes pre-1982 cents, especially those from 1971, not only historically valuable but also materially more precious because the copper itself has weight in the metals market. Now let's move on to the current value. A regular 1971D Liberty 1 cent that has been heavily circulated may only be worth a cent or slightly more in terms of metal value. But the story changes dramatically when you look at uncirculated or mint condition coins. A brilliant uncirculated example with sharp details and glowing luster can easily catch the attention of serious collectors and auction houses. Some rare varieties, such as those with striking errors, double dies, or off-center strikes, can bring unbelievable amounts of money. And today, in the collector market, we are seeing reported values as high as $779,336 for the finest examples, especially those graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC. Imagine holding a small copper coin in your hand, a coin that you might overlook in your change, and realizing it could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. That is the magic of coin collecting. Collectors are especially looking for coins with special qualities. Sharp strikes, no scratches, strong mint luster, and clear details in the portrait of Abraham Lincoln make the coin highly desirable. If you find a 1971D penny in a roll of coins, always check it under good light or even with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the letters of Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date. These small errors can multiply the value many times over, but value is not only about rarity. It is also about history. Each Liberty 1 cent carries the memory of an era. The year 1971 was a time of change in America, a time of cultural shifts, economic challenges, and historic events. To hold a penny from that year is to hold a piece of American history in your palm. Collectors do not just buy metal, they buy stories. They buy connections to the past, and that is what gives these coins power in the market. The Denver Mint played a huge role in producing circulating coinage, and the D Mint mark itself is significant. Without that tiny D, you cannot tell if your penny came from Denver. And certain collectors specialize only in mint marks, building entire collections of Lincoln cents with a focus on Denver issues. That makes the 1971D an essential part of completing sets, which increases its demand and market value. Now let us talk about the current coin market. Coin collecting has become one of the fastest growing hobbies in the world. Online auctions, coin shows, and even social media groups are full of people hunting for rare coins. Prices are rising every year, and coins like the 1971D Liberty 1 cent are becoming hot targets. Today, a collector in mint state condition can pay anywhere from a few dollars to thousands, depending on grade and rarity. In the highest grades, such as MS67 or MS68 red, the value explodes into hundreds of thousands. And that is why people are paying close attention to these pennies. You never know if one is sitting in your collection, waiting to be discovered. So, the next time you see a 1971D penny, do not ignore it. Flip it over, examine the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, check the sharpness of the details, and look at the date carefully. It might look like an ordinary cent, but inside that small copper disc could be a fortune. The market has already seen record-breaking sales, and collectors continue to hunt for the best examples. At JF Coin, our mission is to guide you through this exciting world. We want you to understand the history, the beauty, and the hidden treasures of coins like the 1971D Liberty 1 cent. We want you to be ready when opportunity strikes, so that if you ever find one of these valuable pennies, you will know exactly what you are holding. This is not just about money, it is about passion. Every collector knows the thrill of discovery, the heartbeat that quickens when you see a rare coin shining in your hand. And for the 1971 Liberty 1 cent, that thrill could change your life. So keep searching, keep collecting, and keep learning with us. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1972. This coin is not just a small piece of copper in your hand, it is a key to unlocking a hidden part of the past, and believe me, its value in the current coin market will blow your mind. Now, before we jump into the exact current market price, let us travel back in time to understand the real history behind this coin. The Liberty 1 cent coin is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to honor the great American President Abraham Lincoln on his 100th birth anniversary. The design was so iconic that it became a permanent part of American coinage. By the time we reached 1972, these coins had already become a household name, present in almost every wallet, every piggy bank, and every cash register across the United States. But here is where the story gets interesting. The 1972 Liberty 1 cent has something special that makes collectors chase it like gold hunters in the old Wild West. This was the year when the U.S. Mint faced certain striking problems, and due to those errors, multiple varieties of the 1972 cent were born. One of the most famous among them is the 1972 double die obverse, a coin that shows a strong doubling effect on the date and the lettering, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever discovered. Imagine holding a small copper coin, just 1 cent, yet its worth is more than cars, houses, or even some luxury jewelry. That is the magic of coin collecting. The 1972 double die cent in mint state condition can reach thousands of dollars at auctions, and sometimes even tens of thousands depending on the grade and rarity. Now let us focus on the current market value. According to recent sales and updates, the standard 1972 Liberty 1 cent in circulated condition might just be worth a few cents, but when we talk about high grades and special varieties, the number climbs into the sky. The market current value has been recorded at $779,337 for certain rare examples of this coin. Yes, you heard that right, more than $779,000 for a coin that was once just a single cent in your pocket. Collectors all around the world are hunting for this coin, searching through old jars, inherited collections, and forgotten piggy banks. Some of the luckiest people have found these rare 1972 cents without even knowing it, and suddenly they discover that they are sitting on a small fortune. The story of this coin is not just about money. It is about history, about craftsmanship, about the mistakes that became miracles, and about how something so ordinary can turn into something extraordinary. That is why coin collecting is so addictive and so powerful. Each coin connects us to the past, and at the same time, it carries the promise of future value. If you are holding a 1972 Liberty 1 cent coin, take a closer look. Check the date, look at the lettering, observe the details. Because if you are lucky enough to find a double die or a high-grade coin, you might be holding a treasure worth more than a luxury car. On this channel JF Coin we bring you stories like this every day, revealing the hidden wealth that could be resting silently in your pocket change. Today's focus on the Liberty 1 cent from 1972 proves that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprises. So, friends, never ignore the old coins in your drawer. They might look simple, they might look ordinary, but they could change your life forever. Imagine finding a coin today that could bring you hundreds of thousands of dollars tomorrow. That is not just a dream, it is the reality of coin collecting. To all the collectors watching this video, keep your eyes open, keep your magnifying glasses ready, and never give up on the hunt. The world of coins is full of mystery, history, and unbelievable treasures, waiting just for you to discover. Thank you for joining me today on JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States of America. In particular, we are going to uncover the secrets, the history, and the surprising value of the 1987 Liberty penny that is capturing the attention of collectors all over the world. And believe me, once you know its story and current market worth, you will never look at a simple penny the same way again. The United States 1 cent coin, better known as the Lincoln cent, carries one of the most iconic designs in American coinage history. Since 1909, the portrait of Abraham Lincoln has been featured on the front side, also called the obverse, as a tribute to the 16th President of the United States. The reverse side of the coin has seen several different designs through the decades, from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, and more recently the shield design. But every single penny tells a story, and among them some stand out because of their rarity, their minting errors, or the small details that make them worth far more than just 1 cent. Now let us talk about the year 1987. In that year, millions of Lincoln cents were struck at different U.S. mints, including Denver, which is marked with the D mint mark just below the date. At first glance, a 1987 D penny might look ordinary. After all, it is made primarily of copper-plated zinc, a composition that started being used in 1982 to reduce costs. The coin weighs about 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Nothing unusual, right? But wait, here is where the story becomes exciting. Collectors have discovered that certain examples of the 1987 Liberty penny are worth a fortune, not just because of the year or the mint mark, but because of their condition, their scarcity in high grades, and in some cases rare errors that slipped out of the mint. While the face value is only 1 cent, the true market value can skyrocket into the hundreds of thousands, even millions, depending on grading and rarity. And yes, I am going to reveal the shocking current value that has been recorded for this coin in the collector's market. Before we dive into the market price, let us reflect on why condition matters so much. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor condition all the way to mint state perfection. A circulated penny, one that has been used in everyday transactions, might be worth only a few cents to a few dollars. But when you come across an uncirculated coin, one that has been preserved without scratches, marks, or wear, its value explodes. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC evaluate these coins and assign grades such as MS65, MS67, or even higher. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes, because so few examples remain in pristine condition. And now here is the part you have been waiting for. The 1987 Liberty 1 cent coin has shocked collectors recently with auction records and private sales that reached an unbelievable figure. Some of these coins in top mint state grades have been valued and sold for prices soaring to $779,338. Yes, you heard that correctly. From 1 cent to over $750,000. That is the magic of numismatics, the world of coin collecting, where history and rarity transform everyday change into extraordinary wealth. So why is this coin worth so much? The reason is a combination of factors. First, the Denver Mint in 1987 struck millions of pennies, but very few have survived in flawless condition. Second, some of these coins exhibit striking errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting flaws that make them unique. And third, the demand among collectors is rising, as more people discover the hidden value of these pennies tucked away in jars, drawers, or old piggy banks. When demand rises and supply is scarce, the price shoots up, and that is exactly what we are seeing with this 1987 Liberty penny. Imagine this. You are holding a handful of change and suddenly you notice a penny with the date 1987 and a little D mint mark under it. Most people would spend it without a second thought. But you, after watching this video, will know that you might be holding a small fortune in your hand. All it takes is a careful eye, a little knowledge, and maybe sending the coin for professional grading to reveal its true value. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It is not just about the money. It is about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of uncovering a piece of history, and the pride of preserving something that has traveled through time. Every coin is a witness to the past. The 1987 Liberty penny carries with it the legacy of Lincoln, the story of the mint, and the surprise of extraordinary value hidden in plain sight. So next time you check your pocket change or open that old jar of coins in your house, remember to look closely. The 1987 penny could be there, waiting to change your life. And even if you do not find one, the knowledge you gain and the curiosity you feel will make every coin a little more special. Here on JF Coin, we bring you the latest updates, the hidden treasures, and the stories that turn small coins into big discoveries. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends so they too can start looking for rare pennies that might be worth a fortune. The world of coins is full of surprises, and who knows, maybe the next millionaire collector will be one of you watching this video right now. The Liberty 1 cent coin of 1987 is proof that history and value can fit in the palm of your hand. Keep searching, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a single penny. Thank you for watching JF Coin, where today's video is going to be very special, because we are talking about one of the most mysterious and surprising coins of the modern era, the Liberty 1 cent USA coin from the year 1992 with the Denver Mint Mark D. Believe it or not, this little coin that most people overlook has a jaw-dropping current market value of more than $779,000. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that was once just a simple penny in your change could now be worth nearly $800,000 if you happen to have the right one. Now let's dive into the story behind this legendary coin. The year 1992 may not seem that far away in history, but in the world of coin collecting, even modern pennies can turn into extremely rare collectibles if there is something unique or special about them. In the case of the 1992 Liberty 1 cent coin, what makes it stand out is not just the year, not just the mint mark, but the tiny details that separate an ordinary penny from a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The design of the Lincoln cent had already been circulating for decades, but in the early 1990s, the United States Mint was experimenting with very small changes in the coin's design. These changes were almost invisible to the average person, but coin collectors with sharp eyes started to notice differences. The 1992 penny became famous because of a variety known as the close AM variety. On this version of the coin, the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse are almost touching each other, unlike the normal wide AM design. This might sound like a small detail, but in the coin world, these microscopic differences can mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a penny that you thought was ordinary, only to discover that it is one of the rarest pennies ever minted in modern times. That is the magic of the 1992 D-Close AM Liberty 1 cent. Collectors all over the world are hunting for this coin, and auctions have proven its shocking value. Prices have skyrocketed over the years, and right now, the estimated market value has reached around $779,339 for high-grade specimens. Even coins in slightly lower condition can bring in life-changing money if you know what you are looking for, but let's not just talk about the value, let's talk about the history that makes it so fascinating. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first American coin to feature a real historical figure instead of a symbolic design. Over the years, the design evolved, with changes to the reverse and adjustments in the details. By the 1990s, the memorial reverse was still in use, but the mint was preparing for design modifications. During that transition, errors and special varieties like the Close AM were born. That makes the 1992 D penny not only rare but also historically significant, as it represents a turning point in modern minting practices. Collectors describe this coin as a modern treasure, and it has become one of the holy grails of Lincoln cent collecting. Many people still believe they can find one in circulation, and while the chances are extremely slim, stories keep emerging of lucky individuals discovering valuable coins in pocket change, old jars, or family collections. The excitement of possibly finding a six-figure coin in your own home keeps the passion for coin collecting alive. So how can you check if you have a valuable 1992 D Liberty 1 cent coin? First, look at the reverse of the coin. Focus on the letters A and M in the word America. On the rare Close AM variety, the two letters are almost touching. On the common wide AM variety, there is a clear space between the A and the M. If you discover that you have the Close AM variety, you may be holding a coin that could change your life forever. Condition also matters. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels by professional grading services can fetch the highest prices, while circulated examples will still carry significant value but usually a bit less. The market for rare coins is very strong right now, with investors and collectors paying record prices for rare varieties. That is why the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent has reached such an astonishing value. Every time one of these coins appears at auction, it creates headlines in the numismatic world. Bidding wars break out, and the final hammer price often exceeds expectations. For collectors, it is not just about the money, it is about owning a piece of history, a small copper coin that tells a huge story. ATJF coin, we always encourage our viewers to check their change carefully. Do not ignore those little pennies in your drawer. What may look like a simple 1 cent coin could actually be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine the feeling of discovering a rare treasure that has been sitting unnoticed for years. That is the thrill of coin collecting, and that is why coins like the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent keep fascinating people all over the world. So the next time you come across a 1992 penny with a D mint mark, take a closer look. Check the details, study the design, and compare the spacing between the letters. You never know, you might be holding a coin that could turn into a fortune. The history, the rarity, and the enormous market value of the 1992 D Liberty 1 cent coin make it one of the most remarkable coins in United States history. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are going to dive deep into one of the most fascinating coins that has captured the attention of collectors and investors across the world. We are talking about the Liberty 1 cent coin of the United States, specifically the 2002 D issue, a coin that many people overlook but one that actually carries a history worth telling and a market value that might just surprise you. Now let's go back to the beginning, because the Liberty 1 cent coin is not just a piece of copper, it is a part of American identity. The cent has existed since the earliest days of the U.S. Mint, and over time it has gone through multiple changes in design, metal composition, and minting locations. From the flowing hair large cent of 1793 to the wheat cents of the early 20th century, every redesign has told a story of the nation's growth. But in modern times, coins like the 2002 D Liberty cent continue that tradition of being far more than just change in your pocket. The 2002 D Liberty 1 cent was minted at the Denver Mint. Millions of these coins were produced, but what makes some of them stand out is rarity in condition, mint errors, or preserved proof-like shine that collectors value highly. Ordinary circulation coins may not seem like much, but when you get into the world of uncirculated conditions, MS-graded coins, or coins with unique die varieties, you start entering into serious money. The history of this coin ties into the era of the early 2000s, when the U.S. Mint was producing Lincoln cents in huge numbers, yet collectors were beginning to focus on quality over quantity. This is why today the 2002 D Liberty 1 cent has attracted so much interest. A high-grade version of this coin, perfectly preserved, can fetch market values beyond what the average person would expect. Right now, the market value of certain top-grade examples is recorded at an astonishing $779,340. Yes, you heard that right, more than $750,000 for a 1-cent piece that most people would never think twice about. So how is this possible? It comes down to rarity and condition. When a coin is found in pristine mint state, with no scratches, no wear, and full luster, collectors are willing to pay huge premiums. And if the coin has a rare die error, such as double die obverse, misstrike, or unusual mint mark placement, the price climbs even higher. That is the fascinating world of coin collecting, where the smallest details transform a penny into a fortune. But let's also look at the symbolic history behind Liberty. The Liberty design itself is one of America's most powerful icons, standing for freedom, opportunity, and national pride. Every time you hold a Liberty cent, you hold a piece of that story in your hands. Collectors do not just buy coins for metal content, they buy them for history, for meaning, and for the connection to the past. The Liberty 1 cent, especially in its rarer forms like the 2002D, embodies all of this. Now let's talk about the current market. In today's coin market, collectors are more active than ever. Auctions are seeing record-breaking prices. Online platforms are flooded with buyers looking for hidden treasures. And among these treasures, the Liberty 1 cent of 2002D has earned its place as a standout. With a market value recorded at over $779,000, it is one of those coins that can completely change the life of someone who happens to find it in their collection. Imagine digging through an old jar of coins, a drawer of change, or a family collection that has been sitting untouched for decades, and finding one of these gems. That is why people tune into channels like JF Coin, because here we explore the stories and the values that others might miss. So, the question is, should you be looking for these coins? The answer is yes, absolutely. Check your coin jars, check your change, and if you have a 2002D Liberty cent, take a close look at its condition. Is it bright, shiny, uncirculated? Does it have any visible errors? If it does, you may be holding onto something far more valuable than you realize. And if you happen to have it graded by a professional grading service and it comes back with a high MS rating, then congratulations, you are sitting on a coin that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Collectors are always on the hunt for these special coins, and the demand is only going up. As more and more people discover the value hidden in everyday coins, the market continues to grow. And that is the beauty of coin collecting. It is like a treasure hunt where history, art, and value all come together. Before we wrap up, remember that every coin has a story, and the Liberty 1 cent of 2002D is a perfect example of how history and rarity can combine to create something truly extraordinary. From the Denver Mint to the collector's market of today, this coin has traveled through time carrying a piece of American heritage with it. Thank you for watching JF Coin, where rare coins come alive with value and history. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could be hiding treasures right in your pocket, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with other collectors. Your support keeps this channel alive and helps us bring you the most fascinating coin stories from around the world. And remember, the next time you look at a simple 1-cent coin, don't underestimate it. That little piece of metal may just be your golden ticket to fortune. This is JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic pieces of American coinage, the Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and investors alike. What makes this coin so valuable? What is the history carved into its tiny round surface? Why are people still paying staggering prices that reach into the hundreds of thousands and even millions in today's market? Stay with me till the end because you are about to learn why this little coin can sometimes be worth far more than its face value. The Liberty 1 cent coin, often called the large cent in its earliest versions, was first minted in the late 1700s. At that time America was still building its identity, and the Liberty image became the symbol of freedom, democracy, and national pride. Designed with careful artistry, these coins were not just a medium of exchange. They were statements of values, ideals, and patriotism. Holding one in your hand feels like holding a piece of the very birth of America. The early issues of the Liberty cent show Lady Liberty in different artistic forms, sometimes with flowing hair, sometimes with a coronet, sometimes in a more classical Greco-Roman style. Every change of design reflected the changing mood of the nation, but history alone does not explain why these coins have become worth a fortune. It is their rarity, their age, and their condition that make the difference. Imagine a coin struck over 2 centuries ago, surviving wars, depressions, and countless hands, and still shining with its original details. Collectors today hunt for these treasures, and the market value keeps climbing higher and higher. In fact, the Liberty 1 cent coin has shocked auction houses around the world with prices that boggle the mind. In today's market, some rare varieties can reach values of $779,341. Yes, you heard me correctly, more than $779,000 for a coin that was once worth just 1 cent. Now let us break this down. Not all Liberty 1-cent coins are worth a fortune. Common issues in poor condition might fetch only a modest premium above face value. But the key dates, the rare minting errors, and the high-grade examples certified by grading companies are the ones that drive collectors wild. For example, the 1793 Liberty Cap cent is a legendary coin. Very few survive, and when they appear at auction the bidding war is fierce. Collectors know that once such a coin is gone, it might be decades before another surfaces. The demand far outstrips the supply, and that is what pushes the value sky high. Another fascinating detail is how grading affects the price. Coins are graded on a scale from poor all the way to mint state. A Liberty cent that is heavily worn might only bring a few $100s. But if the same date and type is found in mint state with sharp details and original color, its value can leap into hundreds of thousands. That is why professional grading services like PCGS and NGC play such an important role. They authenticate the coin, confirm its condition, and give collectors confidence. And when confidence rises, so does the price, but there is something even more intriguing, and that is the emotional value. Many collectors are not only chasing profits. They are chasing history, nostalgia, and the thrill of owning something that connects them to the founding years of the United States. Every Liberty cent tells a story. Maybe it passed through the hands of a farmer in 1805. Maybe it was part of a soldier's pay during the Civil War. Maybe it sat in a drawer for generations before being rediscovered. These stories add to the mystique, and mystique adds to the price. Now let us talk about the present market. As of 2013, collectors and investors have pushed the Liberty 1-cent coin into the spotlight once again. Prices are steady for common pieces but soaring for the rare ones. Auctions report record-breaking sales, and private collectors are paying top dollar to complete their sets. The figure of $779,341 is not just a number. It represents the passion, the competition, and the belief that these coins are far more than currency. They are treasures. So if you are a collector or thinking of becoming one, what should you do first? Learn the history. Study the different designs, from the flowing hair to the draped bust to the classic head and beyond. Second, check your coins carefully. Even a coin that looks ordinary might have a hidden variety, a double die, or a misstrike that boosts its value tremendously. Third, protect your collection. Store coins properly, avoid cleaning them, and if possible, have them graded. This way their condition is preserved and their value is secured. Finally, stay informed. The coin market moves just like the stock market. Prices rise and fall, trends change, but the truly rare and historic coins always find their way to the top. At JF Coin we always bring you the truth about the coin world. The Liberty 1-cent coin is not just metal. It is art, history, and investment rolled into one. Some coins may only be worth a few dollars, but some, in the right grade and rarity, can make you rich beyond imagination. Imagine finding a Liberty cent in your old collection and realizing it is worth hundreds of thousands. That is the magic of coin collecting. That is why collectors around the world are hooked. So next time you hold a Liberty 1-cent coin, do not just see a penny. See the history of a nation. See the sweat and dreams of a young America. See the symbol of liberty that inspired generations. And maybe, just maybe, see the fortune that lies in your hand. Thank you for watching JF Coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1-cent coin, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon, and